We go to Washington, D.C. now, where the White House has blocked the release of audio from President Joe Biden's interview with a special counsel about his handling of classified documents. Democrats are arguing that Republicans want the tapes for political purposes. However, some of Biden's party believe the president should be more open if there's truly nothing to hide. Democratic President Joe Biden has asserted what's called executive privilege over audio of his interview with special counsel Robert Hur, all about his retention of classified records.
And I'd encourage him to be more open than perhaps the privilege would permit them to be. They have nothing to hide.
Strikes me as bizarre. But I think the most troubling part about it is that it demonstrates who was in control of the investigation of the President of the United States for misuse of classified documents.
Meanwhile, House Republicans in the Oversight Committee held a vote to hold U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for refusing to hand over the recordings.
There have been a series of unprecedented and, frankly, unfounded attacks on the Justice Department. This request, this effort to use contempt as a method of obtaining our sensitive law enforcement files is just the most recent.
Garland defending himself and the Department of Justice in a rare public statement today.
We have gone to extraordinary lengths to ensure that the committees get responses to their legitimate requests.
The special counsel's year-long probe into Biden's handling of classified documents ended with no criminal charges being recommended because the evidence wasn't sufficient to support a conviction. However, the 388-page report Hur released created a political firestorm as the special counsel described Biden as someone who could appeal to a jury as an elderly man with a poor memory, and detailed instances where Hur said Biden couldn't remember when his son died or what year he was vice president.
Just put the shoe on the other foot. Get a report, suggesting that President Trump wasn't with it. Everybody would be, every media outlet in the country would be yelling to release the tapes. Release the tapes. The American people need to hear for themselves and judge whether or not the summary by the special counsel was appropriate. Release the tapes.
Garland was also personally involved in some of the key decision-making related to former President Donald Trump's documents investigation and the decision to send the FBI to search Mar-a-Lago. In that case, Trump had at least 325 documents, 60 labeled as top secret. Trump was criminally charged and pleaded not guilty to a 37-count indictment after prosecutors said he repeatedly refused to return the classified documents. In Biden's case, according to CNN, there were 10 classified documents dating back to his time serving as vice president under Barack Obama, including U.S. intelligence memos and briefing materials on Ukraine, Iran, and the UK. The Justice Department says it has already made the majority of the subpoena material available to House Republicans.